As a result, it is my view that if a Supreme Court justice resigns tomorrow or within the next several weeks, or resigns at the end of the summer, President Bush should consider following the practice of a majority of his predecessors and not name a nominee until after the November election is completed. The Senate, too, Mr. President, must consider how it would respond to a Supreme Court vacancy that would occur in the full throes of an election year. It is my view that if the President goes the way of Presidents Fillmore and Johnson and presses an election year nomination, the Senate Judiciary Committee should seriously consider not scheduling confirmation hearings on the nomination until after the political campaign season is over. And I sadly predict, Mr. President, that this is going to be one of the bitterest, dirtiest presidential campaigns we will have seen in modern times. I'm sure, Mr. President, after having uttered these words, some will criticize such a decision and say there was nothing more than an attempt to save a seat on the court in hopes that a Democrat will be permitted to fill it. But that would not be our intention, Mr. President, if that were the course we were to choose as a Senate, to not consider holding hearings until after the election. Instead, it would be our pragmatic conclusion that once the political season is underway, and it is, action on a Supreme Court nomination must be put off until after the election campaign is over. That is what is fair to the nominee and essential to the process. Otherwise, it seems to me, Mr. President, we will be in deep trouble as an institution.
Senator Biden.
Hey, Skip, how are you? Nice to see you. How you doing?
Good. So, are you sorry you weren't up there yourself, or you were relieved?
Oh, I couldn't have done as well as Clinton by a long shot. He did a first-rate job tonight. I think if someone had had amnesia the last 4 years and came back and tuned this in, they'd assume it was a two-person race, Clinton and Perot. I mean, I was dumbfounded. The president, he wasn't even in it. I mean, he didn't get it. Doesn't understand. I don't know what's going on.
What's the big difference?
The fundamental difference is you got a guy who still is stuck in the past in everything. I mean, you know, what skills he had as a leader in the Cold War are irrelevant. Here's a guy saying keep 150,000 troops in Europe, but don't go near Bosnia. Well, what the hell are they there for? I mean, there's no Soviet Union. There's no threat. I happen to believe we should keep troops in Europe. I think 100,000 is more than enough for pre-positioning purposes. But, I mean, he has no clue. And I thought the best one was trying to convince the American people it's not an economic problem.
Yeah,
right. That was good.
Rich.
That was real good. I like that.
We gotta go.
So, you know, with all these surrogates here, is this what the new Clinton administration is going to look like?
Oh, I'm going to be chairman of the Judiciary Committee, helping put through 3 or 4 really sound, first-rate Supreme Court justices. Pray God.
Okay, thanks, bye.